AITA for throwing out a birthday cake that was made for me? Last week was my 17th and my twin brother's birthday. Our family wanted to throw us a small party and we thought it'd be a great idea since we've hardly gotten to see anyone in our extended family for the last year. I was particularly excited because our aunt owns a bakery and makes the most delicious cakes and I wasn't able to get one last year. The day of the party comes and my family members arrive. My aunt comes up to me and my brother with her daughter, Avery, 9F, in tow. Both my aunt and Avery have a small box in their hands and Avery is absolutely beaming. My aunt says, "Here are your cakes. I hope you like them." And Avery immediately chimes in, "And I made yours up." When my brother opens his box, there's the world's most beautiful white chocolate cake. Absolutely supreme work by my aunt. It's even got raspberry filling. My brother's favorite. I couldn't wait to see mine. Needless to say, when I opened my box I was quite disappointed. When Avery said that she made the cake, she meant it. I don't think my aunt had any involvement with my cake at all and it showed. The cake was lopsided, the icing noticeably uneven, and looked like it was decorated by a blind and/or drunk monkey that had access to sprinkles. To be nice, I took a bite. Lemon flavor, which I detest. Even if it were a flavor that I liked, it was dry and could barely qualify as edible. I set it aside, hugged and thanked my cousin for the cake, and continued with the party despite my disappointment. After the party was over, my aunt and mom were talking on the phone and my aunt asked to speak with me. She asked me what did I think about the cake and I was brutally honest. I told my aunt that I couldn't eat the cake and had to throw it out and that I wished she had made a cake for both my brother and I and just let Avery have her little side project. Unfortunately, my aunt had put me on speakerphone so that my cousin could hear my answer and I gave the worst answer possible. Now Avery doesn't want to talk to me anymore and my aunt and mom are upset with me. My brother called me an ass and said I should have just said I liked the cake, but how was I supposed to know my aunt would put me on speakerphone like that? Was I the asshole? Reddit? NTA. Your aunt should have 1. Not given cakes of such unequal quality. 2. Not put you on speaker without at least warning you. 3. Had Avery help make both cakes, rather than let her do one on her own. NTA. Your aunt is the ass for putting you on speaker without giving you a warning that your cousin was listening in. You weren't deliberately hurtful. NTA. You were not given equal treatment as your twin brother. And your aunt is ta for having you on speakerphone without your consent. NTA. She owns a business doing this and wanted the kid to have an opportunity to do something special. But this was not the venue for their little experiment. You both should have had a cake you enjoy. Or she could have made them and let her kid decorate them. Also, and I cannot stress this enough, never put someone on speaker without telling them. That's a dick move. And this is exactly why. It sucks that they got their feelings hurt. But it wouldn't have happened if they hadn't ambushed you with a person basically eavesdropping on the conversation. I'm sorry about your cake. I hope the rest of your visit was good though. It's been a rough year. Happy birthday. NTA op. While it sucks for your cousin, this one is on you, aunt. She showed blatant favoritism to your twin. And she knew it. You handled it gracefully when your cousin was still there. Also, of course, your brother says you are an ass. He is the one that gets the good treatment. NTA. You were polite at the time. But they asked you what you thought. And you told them the honest truth. If they wanted a fake answer, they should have let you know that your cousin was there. Even though you were not nice but brutally honest. You were NTA. What did they expect? I mean, you totally considered your cousin's feelings. Thanked her. Ate some of the cake so that she wouldn't be disappointed. All while you were very much and IMHO rightfully disappointed. Then your aunt called. And she didn't ask, "Oh, Avery is here and wants to know what you think about her cake." No, she made it seem like she wants an honest opinion from a grown-up to a grown-up. Like so that she knows how she can help her kid to improve if she wants to pick up baking as a hobby or profession. How are you supposed to magically know that you need to lie and sugarcoat your answer? Oh, and when too? People are getting cake. It's an asshat move to make one person a professional cake with their favorite flavor and the other person gets the daughter's hobby project with a flavor they don't like. NTA. You did the right thing not making a scene, but it's okay to want an actual edible cake. They should have told you you were on speakerphone so you could have continued the white lies to not offend the kid. You're not ungrateful that the kid made you a cake. You're sad your aunt didn't make you one. NTA. From one twin to another. Extended family sucks at this. Unequal treatment makes both of you feel bad. But family members don't get it. Then they want kids to manage their emotions for screwing up. And no, you're not a little kid like your cousin. But you certainly shouldn't have to navigate this BS for your mother and aunt. You should have gotten equal treatment as your brother. You should have been warned that your cousin was listening in speakerphone. You should trust that when someone asks your honest opinion after the fact, you will give it to them. Because anything else is playing games. You were set up to fail here. NTA. Why would your aunt ask your honest opinion without telling you that you were on speaker and Avery could hear? She's the real asshole. I can't decide on a judgment, but here's what I would do to help fix this situation. Invite cousin over. Meet her at the door. Give her a big hug. Issue an apology for hurting her feelings. Because this situation isn't her fault. It's aunt's. And then bake another cake together. You get to bond with her. Make a cake both of you would hopefully enjoy. And smooth your relationship over. Bam. NTA. Your aunt behavior is weird as fuck. With 9 it is really not typical to bake an inedible cake. That is not beautiful, I believe in a heartbeat, because that part takes far more work and skill. But the center, the dough, is really easy to make. In my opinion your aunt set her daughter up for heartbreak intentionally. Maybe to get rid of her in the kitchen, and then when the kid's heart got actually broken, shocked Pikachu face. NTA. Your aunt could have let your cousin help while making sure it was something you liked. NTA. Your birthday was not the time to play baking with mommy. It was cruel and unfair of your aunt to treat your brother to bakery style and you get a little kid's side project. You aunt is the off for not telling you the phone was on speaker. She hurt her kid and ruined your cake. NTA. Because you thanked your little cousin for the cake so you don't hurt your feelings. Your aunt should have told you that you were on loudspeaker. Your aunt is a bit of an asshole in this situation. NTA. You acted graciously about the gift when you got it. It was adorable. And maybe Avery wanted to do something nice for you. Which is sweet. But as a mom, I only let my kids decorate the cake, cookies, muffins. They do not bake them. My kids aren't 9 yet. But even if they were, there would be a lot of supervision. And the only one eating the first few cakes made by my kids would be me and my so. Because you don't punish family that way. You took a bite in front of your cousin, thanked her, and said nothing else. Your aunt made a muddle of things by trying to dig for more compliments. Maybe Avery wasn't sure if you liked it because you didn't devour it. Like your brother with his cake. Most likely. If my kid was unsure if people liked their cooking, I'd probably do a white lie. There was so much food. Maybe Op was getting full. Maybe Op wanted to save some for later, so she didn't eat it all at once. Maybe Op wanted to eat it with milk, but they were out, so she was waiting for her dad to get milk later. There are lots of things the aunt could have said, rather than doing it the way she did. The aunt made a mess of it. NTA I don't understand why a professional baker would let a 9-year-old make a cake entirely on her own, seemingly with no supervision or help, and think that's a totally reasonable thing to give one twin while the other gets a professional level cake. It just makes no sense. She should have either helped Avery make both your cakes, or she should have made both your cakes, and Avery's creation could have been a third cake for everyone to share, and then quietly bin after she left. NTA. What kind of a narcissistic asshole is your aunt to set up your cousin for failure like that? There is clearly preferential treatment towards your twin considering she chose to make his cake. But I worry a little about your cousin being used as a pawn like that. There was no way in hell she was delusional enough to think you wouldn't comment on it when you thought it was private, and if she wanted to shame you into saying it was good she would have told you it was on speakerphone. So either she's dumb or she was being an asshole to your cousin too. Is this normal treatment of your cousin? To be asked to do something and be set up for failure? This could be a one-off and her being used as a pawn. But this can also be a subtle trend of her abusing your cousin too. It's way too calculated. I'm just a little worried because you're only going to have to deal with your aunt occasionally, but your cousin is 9. NTA. Had you aunt been smart, she would have at least said, Avery wants to know what did you think about the cake. Clue that she was listening. If you'd purposefully told the kid it sucked, you would be. But it wasn't intentional. And you're right. You didn't know it was on speakerphone. You were not the asshole in this situation. But you should still apologize. Whatever your intentions or the truth, it hurt a kid's feelings. And that should be acknowledged. Apologizing is not the same as admitting fault.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. AmITheAsshole is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.